Welcome again to the virtual session, children. So, today we are going to revise chapter 1 Nutrition in Plants. So, let us see in revision what we have learned. All organisms take food and utilize it to get energy for the growth and maintenance of their bodies. Green plants synthesizes their food themselves by the process of photosynthesis. They are autotrophs. Plants use simple chemical substances like carbon dioxide, water and minerals for synthesis of food. So you have learned that all organisms, they have to take food and utilize them. They have to digest food and for their proper growth and maintenance. Green plants, they have to prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. We will see in this discussion, and they are called autotrophs. They are also called as producers. So because they become food for the other animals, so they are also called as producers because they can produce food and they can synthesize their own food. And plants use simple chemical substances like carbon dioxide, water, minerals to prepare their food. This simple substances is converted into carbohydrate, that is complex substance. So this is what you have learned in your earlier session. And you have learned chlorophyll and sunlight are essential for the requirement for photosynthesis. They are the very essential requirements. Without sunlight and chlorophyll, plant cannot prepare their own food. Chlorophyll is essential because it is plays a major role in preparing food, preparing carbohydrate. Complex chemical substances such as carbohydrate are the products of photosynthesis. So you get a product carbohydrate which is a food for the plants. Solar energy is used up by the leaves with the help of chlorophyll. So the function of the chlorophyll is to take up the solar energy. Without solar energy, photosynthesis will not take place. Oxygen is produced during photosynthesis. That's why we have discussed that we need to grow more plants because it gives out oxygen during photosynthesis and will help to purify air. Oxygen released in photosynthesis is utilized by other living organisms for their survival. That's why growing of more plants is extremely important. We need to have more plants around to get good air, pure air. Fungi derive nutrition from dead decaying matter. So they derive food from the dead decay matter because they depend on those dead decay matter. They cannot prepare their own food. They are saprotrophs. Plants like cascata are parasites. They take food from the host plant. Therefore, they are parasitic nutrition. And a few plants and all animals are dependent on others for their nutrition are called heterotrophs. So a few plants and animals are dependent on others for their nutrition, therefore they are called as heterotrophs because they can't prepare their own food. So such plants and animals who can't prepare their own food, they are called as heterotrophs. So this all is a summary of the chapter which we have discussed. You need not write in your notebook, you just have to understand the concepts which we have learned. Now writing part you have to start now. Exercise questions you have to write down and we will see the answers. Why do organisms take food? Second, distinguish between parasite and a saprophyte. Give a brief description of the process of synthesis of food in green plants. Filling the blanks. Green plants are called dash since they synthesize their own food. The food synthesized by plants is stored as dash. In photosynthesis, solar energy is absorbed by the pigment called dash. During photosynthesis, plants take in dash and release dash gas. So we will see question 1. Why do organisms need to take food? So all living organisms require food to survive. Do you all agree? Yes, because various body process you need energy which is given by food. So you need, all living organisms need food. We all need food. It gives energy to them to perform various activities. All activities such as playing, running, walking, studying require energy. The various components present in a food such as carbohydrate, proteins, fat, vitamins and minerals provide energy to our body. These are also important for the growth and development of the body. So it gives energy. Food gives us energy as well as it helps in the growth and development of our body. So you have to write it down in your notebook. Question 2, distinguish between parasite and saprotrophs. So we have to distinguish between them since they both depend on others for their food. So let us see what is the difference between them. So parasites are the organisms that grow on the body of the another organism and derives nutrient from it. These are known as parasites. Whereas saprotrophs that obtain nutrients from the dead or decaying organic matter is called saprotrophs. So here the difference is here saprotrophs derive nutrients from the dead or decaying organic matter, whereas they find host. Parasites found they find host and they derive food from another organism. The difference is here saprotrophs depends on dead and decaying organic matter. Example of parasites, cascata and orchids. Example of saprotrophs are fungi and some bacteria. So you have to draw these two columns and write down the points of difference between them. Give a brief description of the process of synthesis of food in green plants. So you have to give the description in brief. Let us see. You have to take down this in your notebook. Photosynthesis is defined as the process in which the chlorophyll containing plant cells synthesize food in the form of carbohydrate using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of solar energy. So this definition you know, photosynthesis, this is the way they make their own food. So plant prepare the food with the help of chlorophyll, water, sunlight and all which we have discussed. So here is the picture of the plant making carbohydrate with the help of chlorophyll, sunlight, carbon dioxide and it releases oxygen. Therefore growing plants is important. Take water from the soil. This is how photosynthesis takes place, and the equation over here for the photosynthesis, carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives carbohydrates and oxygen. So this diagram you have to draw in your notebook, and then you are going to discuss this photosynthesis. Sources of raw materials required for photosynthesis. Water is taken in from the roots of the plant and is transported to the leaves. So you have to take down this point. Water is taken from the roots and is transported to the leaves. Carbon dioxide from the air enters the leaves through the tiny pores called stomata. Where are the stomata? You see in the leaves where you have a small pores from where carbon dioxide from the air enters. So stomata take care of the exchange of gases like carbon dioxide and oxygen and diffuses to the cells containing chlorophyll. So that carbon dioxide from the air enter the leaves through the tiny postomata and will get inside they will diffuse in the cells which has chlorophyll. So solar energy is used to break water into hydrogen and oxygen. This hydrogen is combined with the carbon dioxide to form food for the plants, which is ultimately used by the animal as well. Thus, photosynthesis can be represented by the following equation, which is here in the previous slide. Here you can take down the equation of the photosynthesis for that answer. So, is it clear? Next question 4. Green plants are called dash since they synthesize their own food, autotrophs. The food synthesized by the plant is stored as starch. In photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment called chlorophyll. So you all know this concept. The pigment called chlorophyll is trapped by the trapping solar energy. So in photosynthesis, solar energy is captured by the pigment called chlorophyll. During photosynthesis, plants take in dash and release dash. They take in carbon dioxide and release this oxygen. So the green pigment is chlorophyll. You have to remember this. You have to take down in the notebook, children. Thank you. Here we end with the session, children. Have a nice day.